Welcome, guys, to another stream on the WorldWideChels channel. It's your host, technically me, because Sadiq's intro wasn't working, but it's Matt back again, and I am joined, obviously, by the main man himself, WorldWideChels, discussing what was for me, a fantastic win. Everyone's being negative as usual, but it is what it is. 3-point lane, George, you're absolutely right. But Sadiq, how are you? Is your heart okay after that terrible 3 hours of trauma?
Listen, people, myself, other side of the coin, every game watch along. He said it'll be a blockbuster. It was a blockbuster tonight, people. It was. And so many goals from our side, from their side, offside, Nicholas Jackson missing chances, Casado scoring a banger like his Essien. It was an amazing game. If you're a neutral fan watching that, you definitely had enjoyed that game. But as a Chelsea fan, at 1-1, I was paranoid. I was scared. I was thinking, if we do not score against a high-line team, defending team, what's going to happen to Poch? Honestly, Matt, that was the honest truth. At 1-1, I knew we'll score, but the chances Nicholas Jackson was missing at the time at 1-1, I was paranoid. And there's no way you could tell me otherwise. And I know the timeline's going mad and they're a bit still annoyed and all that stuff. But the most important thing is it's true. We got the winning. That's the most important thing. The 3 points is important. I think now we're in the top half. We're catching United.
I think we're 10th. Yeah. We're 6 points off top 4, 5 points off top
9.
6.
I think we're 9 points behind.
9 points off Spurs.
9.
That's I think second or third. But I think top 4 or top 5, whatever it is 6 points, 5 points off top 6, top 7. So we're not. It's not that far away. It's all very close and bunched up.
You're basically saying we can come top 5.
Well, all I'm saying is take the West Ham result, for example. If Enzo Fernandez scored that penalty, would be 2 points off European football right now in this terrible season.
Let me give you
this. I keep seeing people say we're 13th, we're this, we're that, but when you look at the context of how close the league table is, teams like Aston Villa, who have had the best season of their lives, are not that far away from us in all reality. It's not like we're 13 points and miles behind. We're 13 points and actually 1 or 2 wins from bouncing back. I mean, Man United are nearly up in 6th and they've been dreadful. So it's all very close there. And
let me give you
one result can put you up and down at the moment.
Let me give you some Minerals FC right now. We're going to win on Sunday. We're going to win. We're going to beat City. Now, listen. I've been saying this. Against big teams, we will get our luck. We don't have to be perfect. We're going to get our luck, people. And the performance that I want to see is the 2-0 win in 2018 under Sarri, David Luiz, Kante. I want to see that similar type of performance where Chelsea get that winning. And Matt J. Ball is going to say, we're going to win the league. That's what he's going to say. But we're back. We'll be back, people, for sure. I don't know if Matt's frozen, but he looks very... Yeah, he's frozen, guys. That's mad. And that slip that he got of him right there, that's not nice, man. That is not nice. So I'm going to carry on in the meantime. Nicholas Jackson, people. Let me join, bro. I'm not sure if I should let the fool join, in my opinion. Matt J, were you still there? Nope, he's not there. Panicking, whole 90-minute wins, reckless moments against 9 men. Tottenham, Heart Attack FC, we're back. Yes, we are back. I've been doing 3-hour streams. I've just done a pod that will be coming out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts very shortly. I'll send you guys the link, man. Johnny, you fraud. Come and join me, because obviously my other guy just left me. He keeps leaving me. Last stream he left me. Now he left me again. Oh, I'm disappointed, man. Like the video, people. Who's the man of the match? Let me know in the comments down below as well who's the man of the match. But the most important thing is today, Nicholas Jackson got a hat-trick. The guy's back on form. Haaland come outside. And Chelsea are back, man. Chelsea are back. And Matt J. Ball's back, I think. This guy always leaves me. What's going on? You left
my charger wasn't fully plugged in, so my laptop died.
Bro, you should have saw your face when you dropped. It was just like...
Probably just shocked after your dead take, which I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think City, if it's a completely different game. I think we make we make too many mistakes to beat City, but City are a team that is genuinely just a free game. Really, I don't expect to beat City. If we can get a draw, it's fine. If we lose, I just don't want to get absolutely hammered, because that will just destroy any confidence we do have or gained.
Chelsea don't get hammered. If you
No,
see
I don't think this team really gets battered. I mean, so every game we've played, we've been in the game there or thereabouts. Whether we look like scoring or not in that game is another question. But you don't see this team. We're not like Man United who just drop 3-0, 4-0 every other week. But yeah, I'm just hoping. And City's just one of them games that we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm more focused on Newcastle, and I'm more focused on just sorting out this low block stuff. But that is going to take time. It's not going to go away anytime soon.
No, definitely. Well, I'll be the opposite of you. I'll say that we'll somehow pick a lucky win against City. I hear a lot of background noise from the fraud under me, Manhandled, who's joined in for the first time to debate Michael Hattrick Jackson on the top right. I've seen a few back and forths on Twitter in the last couple of months, maybe on tweets. Johnny, welcome. How are you?
Thanks for having me. One of the weirdest 110 odd minutes of football I've ever seen in my 32 years of life. Not quite sure what to make of it. All I can say is there's absolute raw emotion. There's raw passion. There's raw joy. There's raw happiness, because I do not like Tottenham. A lot of Chelsea fans don't like Tottenham. We used to call it the 3-point lane, and we failed to live up to that kind of slogan, chant, whatever you want to call it, for the last few years. Haven't won a big game since January 22. Haven't won a big game away from home since, I think, November 21. And we finally got a big performance, or big win, shall I say. I wouldn't say big performance, but it's come in a game which is bittersweet, given Pochettino's senseless and, well, untimely comments. It comes from a very strange position, because not only is it 2 red cards, Romero could have been sent off as well. The penalty, the offside goals, 5 offside goals, the Casado offside goal. And then you add in the Bentancur chance, the Dyer offside, and the amount of chances we had to break through on the high line that we didn't take. And we still managed to score 4 goals. And you put that in a cesspit of emotion. And it's crazy that we've come out and won this game. But I don't quite know how we've done it, if I'm honest with you. The scoreline is flattering. Spurs have been given a standing ovation at home after being absolutely pummeled by a scoreline. But if you watch that as an opposing team, as a Newcastle, as a Man City, you're not scared of that. We've won a game of football, and I'm absolutely ecstatic. We scored 4 goals. Our striker, who's played an awful 90 minutes, has scored a hat-trick. And I'm absolutely raw and ecstatic, but I can't be happy with that performance, because we still could have drawn, we still could have lost. And the 3 points is the most important thing, and Pochettino kind of mumbles in his press conference, and it is really important. It could be a turning point. It is a confidence booster. But against 9 men, we looked like the team who could have drawn, could have lost. We looked tired. We looked devoid of ideas. We didn't know how to break a high line. So it's a really strange one for me to take in. But all I can take from it is that I'm absolutely buzzing that we beat them.
Yeah, I mean, look, Son could have made it 2-2. And that's all from, us acting like we're 9 men and they were like 11 men. Look, respect to the manager as well. He stuck to his tactics. He didn't change. And it looked like it was working at the start, if I'm being honest. And we couldn't figure out how to beat him. And it would have been a tactical embarrassment from Poch if we didn't get this winning today. And I know a lot of people would have said they would have taken a draw before the game, which is where we are currently this season. But look, we, like you said, it's a confidence boost that we can take. Matt, obviously, we've been talking about the comments on Poch. You think it's an overreaction? I think a lot of it was out of context and from previous years, which Matt Law obviously put on purpose. But there was a lot of talking that I felt wasn't needed towards his former club. I thought the first bunch of comments that I saw was fine, but then I saw more and more and more, and I just thought that's it, like that's too far. But the win now, I did see a bit of emotion, a bit of passion, especially at 3-1. I think it was. He was getting angry at the defenders. I think it was calling them. But it's a big win. Like, it's a very, very big win for Poch. It's a big win for me and John for our futures, definitely as well. But Matt, are we really overreacting if we say we're not happy with the performance?
Look, I mean, people can be unhappy with performances. It's everyone's right opinion, as long as you give justifications. And I think sometimes what I disagree with some people on Twitter, and I'd say you, Jonathan, that are not in this category of people will complain about performances, say it's shit, but then do not go and provide solution of what they think they can improve. It's just negativity after negativity after negativity without actually providing some constructive how we fix this. And that's what I just find frustrating. It's just like some people are just I just find a negative for the sake of it. There's insecurities that some people just have and want to just spurt out on social media. You don't like them inside. And for any other manager, I wouldn't like these comments being made. But the context is his career, most of his is it dying?
Have I lagged out or something?
Hello, guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of.
Was the podcast released already?
Bruv, has the stream frozen or something?
No, we haven't frozen. I think Matt's frozen, unfortunately.
Matt's frozen, right? Matt's frozen, yeah?
Yeah, we're still here. But I mean, I take Matt's point about the negativity. I totally do.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're using us to edit your podcast is fantastic. I love it. No, look, I take Matt's point.
I want to boo you for that. I want to boo you for that.
I think that where I'm at is I watched this game of football, and as I say, I'm absolutely buzzing that we've won. We've won a big game against a club who are unbeaten, who are top of the league, who everyone was romanticising about, even our manager was romanticising about. So we've gone there and we've scored 4 goals, which is absolutely fantastic. But my issues, I think, are defensively, the concentration, the mistakes, the first goal with Sanchez against Arsenal, the second goal with the defending at the back post. Today, you've got the first goal, which just was naive. The Son chance, as you said, the Dyer chance, the Bentancur chance. It's lapses of concentration that we continually muster. And it's frustrating to watch because it's things that can easily be taken out of our game. And I know that it's a young side, it's an inexperienced side, and Pochettino is also fairly inexperienced with a big team. I know he's been to PSG, I know he's been in the Champions League final for Tottenham, but he hasn't quite had the pressure and the spending power that Chelsea have given to him. So I do think it's slightly uncharted territory, and it will be a massive sigh of relief that he's won today. But as I say, until we cut out these defensive lapses of concentration, we're not going to have a chance against City. Against Newcastle, we probably won't have a chance. And that's not me being negative. That's just me being a realist, because you can't win games of football making 2-3 massive mistakes in a game where big teams like City, like Tottenham, like Newcastle, like Arsenal will take their chances. Today, the only reason we won the game is because Tottenham went down to 9 men because of a lack of discipline, and they played a high line which was suicidal. And I know Postecoglou's come out and said that's how we'll always play, but sometimes you have to adapt to the time, to the game, to things that happen. And I think it was, again, very naive from him to come in. And I know, people like Pepper will always stick to their ways and they'll stick to their guns. Arteta's kind of shown a bit of that. But today was naive from Postecoglou, as it was from Chelsea. We've ended up scoring 4 goals. And as I said, I'm absolutely ecstatic with that. But it wasn't like a wow performance. You look at that scoreline without watching the game and you think, wow, we've gone there and smashed an unbeaten Tottenham. But it was all pretty much high-line goals, the final 3. And it was breakaways, ones that, I mean, we probably could have scored another 4 or 5. That's the crazy thing. We could have drawn the game, we could have lost the game, but we also could have scored about 8 or 9 goals. So it's just a really strange one. How to analyze this one is really difficult. And I've been watching some of Sky Sports's, and I think it's pretty embarrassing. Their analysis at halftime, the analysis at full time, the fact that they didn't think that Romero red card was a red card. That the kick out that he did, the Beckham style, the Odegaard, I don't know how you pronounce his name, that red card. So the fact that they can push a narrative, oh, Tottenham did so well, Tottenham was so unlucky. Well, why? They got disciplined, was out the window. And I just don't get how VAR can not send their two players off. The offside for Casado, I still don't quite get how these lines get drawn. I mean, it ended up being a red card and a penalty.
Bro, I'll take the penalty and red card.
I
mean, look,
and
I want to Casado's goal. It was world class. It reminded me of Essien. Not as good, but it reminded me of Essien. But I think that red card and the penalty.
it did help us. It helped us, and it was naive. Again, the only reason they got a second red card is because Sterling's really poor pass, and then he stretched and got the guy sent off. So it was like all of these little things happen from lapses of concentration, even when we get something that goes our way. But I take your point. We may get some luck. We do seem to rise a little bit for the occasion. We've drawn against Liverpool and Arsenal at home. We've won away to Tottenham, our 3 biggest games, and we've got 5 points, which, we haven't even got 5 points against the likes of Luton, Brentford and Forest. So it's positive that we've won a game, but I don't sit here and think this could be a complete turning point. I hope it is, but I don't think it will be the turning point just yet until we cut out those lapses of concentration.
Just quickly before we add on to that, Matt, I just want to call out a few things. Last stream, you had to go because of work, which is fine. Today you cut off earlier, your battery died, and now your port has blown up.
Well, I nearly had a heart attack. Just it felt like a fire.
So what happened? What happened? You just pop.
You just pop, and then obviously the power went out, and obviously I've not been on charge for my laptop that long, so like laptop then just cut out. I was just like, I instantly thought, oh, my laptop's just broken, but it's all right. It's all right. Panic over. I mean, it's not like tonight has given me enough heart attacks that I had to have one more, but hopefully nothing goes wrong. I'm just touching every bit of wood I can right now. But
your laptop is like Nicholas Jackson's scored a hat trick. Just
I feel like I need a new laptop. I don't know what's going on with it.
You know what I mean? It's just but at least you're on camera and like the food under. Look, guys, I'll be honest with you. I've used up all my energy for the last obviously 3 or 4 hours being on the other side of the coin. That's why I brought the main 2 guys on.
And streaming on your own channel, by the way, with little to no effort of yourself, but yes.
What do you mean?
It's streaming on your channel as well,
I just said with the help of you 2. I just said that.
No. I'm saying the other side of the coin, Miz actually streamed both on your channels. So I know you said you're on the other side of the coin, but it also streamed on your channel as well, remember?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta take.
Look, I've got to respect the hustle because you've done a stream with Miz, during the game, analysis, raw reaction. You've done a podcast with Dubois and Feroz. I'd urge you all to check it out because these guys at least keep it real. And now you're doing a review. So look, you've got to respect the hustle. I think everyone's got to, stand up and applaud Sadiq here. Fair play to you. And look, I'm happy, as I said, and I hate to be and play the devil's advocate, but until I see some improvements, I'm not going to get too excited and too carried away. But
I'm going to say
you never know with City. If Haaland doesn't play, you just never know with football. As you've seen tonight, and most of that you could not have called for. There was no sense to any of that. The VAR, the refereeing, the Tottenham high line, the Tottenham defensive errors, the Chelsea defensive errors, the Jackson hat-trick. I've never seen a player play so average and score a hat-trick. So that nothing is going to surprise me.
Oh, by the way, the refs and the VAR and all that, they pissed me off today. They really, really pissed me off.
Honestly, it just felt like they were trying to not give Chelsea decisions every time. Like even the Son offside, I didn't feel it was that unclear that it needed that long.
I think they're so scared now to get things wrong. I mean, that's why they took so long for the Casado Jackson one, which doesn't look offside.
Then they've made so many mistakes today. It's like they're still getting things wrong.
The Dyer one, looks onside, looks offside from different angles. It all depends exactly when they pause the frame, exactly where they draw in the line. Anything can happen. That's why with football, you've got to go out there and score legitimate goals, because you just never know when something's going to go against you.
I mean, for me, it's the doggy one that fumes me, because as a former referee, we know that a 2-footed tackle, no matter whether you get the ball or not, is a red card, because it is the illegal tackle that no one wants. So the fact that they've watched it happen, whether he gets the ball or not, I mean, does Sterling have to have his foot there and break his leg for it to be a sending off?
Sadly, yes, I think.
It's just,
and it's ridiculous.
It was karma that the doggy ended up getting sent off anyway. And Romero, to be
well,
fair.
both of them. Yeah, both of them.
Romero's dirty, man. He's a
But
dirty.
And to his fellow countrymen as well. I know he obviously isn't looking at the countryman as he makes that challenge, but it's weird because you say, does Sterling need to have his foot there to break his leg? It's like yesterday with Gabriel. Maybe he's naive. Maybe he should have just gone down like Vicario did when Mudryk touched him and just made a massive scene, because it's only then when VAR and referees seem to actually care. Gabriel should have gone down like he'd been shot, and maybe then it would have been a foul and they wouldn't have lost the game. So we can't continue to let VAR be a talking point, because unfortunately, as much as we've scored 4 goals and Tottenham's high line and Tottenham's ill discipline has marred a hopeful spectacle, which has ended up being a spectacle in other ways. But VAR has dominated tonight, and that's what I take from tonight is VAR is just not fit for purpose, and we've known that for a while. But it's been pummeled into our brains tonight because it's embarrassing the people that use it and the people that regulate it.
Yeah, definitely.
I just think if you don't change the people, it's never gonna change. And people are like, you get people with perfect examples. Oh, Anthony Taylor's been demoted to a championship for a week. So it's fine doing that. I don't necessarily disagree with that. But if you're going to have the standards, every referee in the Premier League, probably bar a couple, would probably get demoted to the championship every week. So you can't do that to everyone. The whole thing just needs to be overhauled. I don't think it's anything. There's not one problem. There's a lot of problems that need to be solved. But the only, and it sounds like stupid saying this, but the only positive thing is generally because it's incompetence everywhere, it does eventually
even itself out.
Which is it's stupid that we have to say that, but it does, unfortunately. It's just, you hope you are slightly more of a winner than you are a loser in it, and I think unfortunately Chelsea are more often than not on the loser side of it generally as it equals out. But there you go, it's Chelsea.
You know what's weird about this game? This whole game, you can't really analyze it like usual games. I don't know if it's just me and it's just after the game.
It's the thing. It's because Tottenham chose to make it go mental. The whole thing turned crazy. Even the way we tried to attack them in there. They had a crazy way of defending. We were almost, I think, a bit naive to just keep putting that ball over the top, because I think it was quite obvious after the first 1 or 2 times that we done it that Vicario was always going to come out for it, and more times than not get to the ball. So it was either, if you're going to play the ball over the top, play it quite close to the player, or just play it. I think it was better when we actually just calmed it down, started playing side to side.
When we passed the ball, that's what led to
chances. I think you had the one where James put it just wide, like that was something we need to do. But I think it is almost the naivety of our side, of the youngest of our side, that struggled to do it. But I also point to the fact that you look at the Tottenham-Liverpool game, Tottenham had to take the 90th minute to draw that game with Liverpool when they were down to 9-10 men, and everyone's been raving about this Tottenham team. So I think everyone says, it's easy to beat a Tottenham 9 or 10 men. Sometimes it puts all the pressure on you, and if you can't deal with the pressure, which I think sometimes some of these kids can't at the moment, or struggle at times, it can be the worst thing. I think a lot of people are blaming Poch for it, but I think you can see Poch is giving instructions. Whether the instructions are right or not is another question. But I just look at it, some of these players don't seem to be following the instructions properly, which is there for me, down to the players, not the manager. Because if the players can't follow the instructions, it's down to the players to follow them instructions. But it doesn't matter because we've won the match anyway, and we've come out of a nice little scoreline, which whether it is over the top, not justified or not, a 4-1 is still going to bring confidence into everyone's eyes, and hopefully Jackson now can just carry on. I don't think he will, but hopefully, you never know.
Yeah. Just going to wrap up as well. Just get some predictions in very quickly. John, prediction for City game?
I would take a draw purely because City will win the league, in my opinion. With or without Haaland, it's going to be a game where they will probably actually dominate possession, or something that hasn't happened much against us this season. They're not going to have the high line. They're not going to make silly defensive errors, and I think we will. So I take a draw. As much as a win would be great, and I keep hearing this narrative about us playing well against better teams that open up, which is true to a certain extent. But as I said earlier, and I'll repeat again, defensive lapse of concentration. We need to get rid of these if we stand a chance in any of these games. So I'll take a draw, and I think it will be a draw given we are at home.
Cheers, Jeff. Mr. Matt, your prediction?
I think it's going to be a draw too. If we're going to predict a scoreline, I think it'll be 1-1. I think we will be tighter just because we will almost sit back, almost kind of like how we did a little bit with Arsenal, and try and nullify City. I think today we've kind of wanted to play it, almost go toe to toe with Tottenham, which I think was the problem. I think the first goal, Gallagher basically wanted to press like a striker, and then the midfield was left a little bit wide open for them to create space. But I think City will be a lot more slow, not slow, but kind of sat back, a lot more methodical, and I think then there will be less mistakes made. Whether we can nullify City is the big question. But I always think when we play City, we can get dominated. We don't, apart from the 6-0, we don't really get battered by City. We do generally not concede too many goals against City. So I think City will probably go 1-0 up, and we'll just get some basic lucky goal or something like that.
Penalty, Cole Palmer.
I mean,
Cole Palmer would score against City.
I will take any point against City. A point against City is a great point.
I agree.
Because we are just not at the level to compete with City now. And that's fine, because I as I always said, we finished top 6. That is okay for me this season because we are.
I think it's great.
Team.
I don't think it's okay. I think it's great, bearing in mind where we are. But yeah.
I think we're a team that needs to gel, a young team that needs to gel. With players again, the players that haven't played with each other before, and we're going against teams that are improving. This isn't the Premier League 10 years ago when there was 2 or 3 good teams. There's about 6 or 7 good teams now. So you've got to compete with these 6, 7 good teams. But it is what it is. So yeah, 1-1. That's me being a bit off.
6, 7 good teams: Chelsea, United, Luton, Forest, Sheffield United, Burnley. Anyway, guys, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Mr. Jonathan, Mr. Matt, for the first time, I think, together on the stream. I think.
No, we've been before, but this is probably its best circumstances.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. The most important thing is we've got a winning tonight. The podcast is now out as well, episode 3, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Carefully Unfiltered. Go download that for free. But like I said, I think Chelsea are going to win 2-1. I just got a feeling now for some reason. I think we're going to be lucky, and hopefully Cole Palmer can get a goal against his former club. But we'll run up there. We'll end it here. Like the video, subscribe, and we'll be back for the stream against City. Myself, Outside the Coin, we streamed it live. Big up Matt, big up John. I'm trying to end it at 30 minutes. I've got about 20 seconds. So yeah, I'll let it run.
I'll fill it with a couple of things.
Go quickly.
As I said before,
I'm going to end it bang on 30. I'm going to end it.
As I said before, it's a performance which we can't be massively proud of, but one that we have to take confidence from. It's a massive win at 3 Point Lane, and we now have to build on this.
Cheers, Jeff.